You got to admit, you love the 80s rock out countdown, folks. You know you like it. And speaking of 80s, Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer has passed away. He died, I think, today. Or was it yesterday? Could have been yesterday or today. 65 years old. I don't know, Alex. I sent you a picture to show Val Kilmer. I mean, it's sad, man. I feel, man, Top Gun, folks, right there. Val Kilmer gone. What? I know he's been sick. I saw a documentary about him not too long ago, and I was just like, oh, he's not, he doesn't have much longer to go, but God bless his soul. I pray for Val Kilmer. Folks, a lot of stuff coming up. RFK scandals, LeBron James, P Diddy, he's back in the news again. A new accuser's coming out linking LeBron James. There's rumors of RFK, more scandals coming to a head. They're going to try to put a lid on it. And I'm going to say this about RFK before I get started. RFK, to me, is taking the same type of punishment and bashing that Trump did. Why? Because he's going against Big Pharma. You should expect this. If there wasn't any scandals, that's when I'd be a little worried. Honestly, that's when I'd be like, oh, man, I don't know. I don't know about this guy. But the fact that these scandals are coming out, I feel pretty good about it. And you know what? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Everyone has scandals. Sancho has a lot of scandals. I wrote a whole book on my scandals. And speaking about my book, here it is. When the Lights Go Out on Amazon. You can read about all my skeletons in the closet right here, folks. Also, my mama's book, The Mexican Mix. You know, I'm dealing a lot with my parents right now. Everyone knows that. It's out there in the open. I don't hide it from anybody. My parents going through a lot of stuff right now, but I'm staying strong for them, and you guys are keeping me strong. I'm only going live on YouTube today. We're gonna continue the tradition. So until we get a new software, we're gonna be just going live on YouTube. Jaguar Wright has been arrested. She had warrants out for her arrest. I'm gonna try to get her back on. I know a lot of people have been turning on her lately. I don't know what the scoop is on that, but I'm going to try to get Jaguar right back on. But a lot of people are upset with her or unfollowing her for whatever reason. I'm not too abreast of that, but we'll figure it out. We'll get it handled. Folks, Chuck defense, folks. Get your Chuck defense. Have you ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? Well, I recently saw a video he made, and I was shocked. He's in his 80s and still kicking butt and working out and staying active, folks. What's even more shocking is he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He did this just by making one change, folks. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started doing this one thing too, and she's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger. Her body looks leaner, and she has energy all day. I wonder what they use that energy for. I don't want to think about that. Chuck made a special video that explains everything. Make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/Nino or click on the link below this video. It will change the way you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/Nino. Click on the link below in this description and watch the video now. You won't believe how simple it is. Just a reminder, Chuck Norris is a whopping 84 years old and yet has more energy than me. He discovered he could do he could create a dramatic change to his health simply by focusing on 3 things that sabotage your body as we age. Watch his method by going to the link below and clicking on it. chuckdefense.com/Nino, folks. And I'm going to set the ghetto timer. Yes, I still use a ghetto timer for the mid-rolls. Send in your super chats. We're giving away 2 Patriot Wear gift coupons, 50% off today. So Alex is going to pick 2 winners today for the Patriot Wear. What's up? There's Alex.
What's up, Nino?
What's up, Alex? So you're going to pick 2 winners today for the Patriot Wear. So they'll get 50% coupon off. They can only use it once. So we'll get 2 winners today. 2 winners today, and we'll announce the winners. Every 30 minutes?
Yeah, maybe halfway through, and then at the end again.
That works.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Spotify, Nino's Corner. Telegram, Nino's Corner. Getter, Nino's Corner. Rumble, Nino's Corner. True Social, David Rodriguez Boxer. TikTok and Instagram, Nino's Corner.tv. X, Nino Boxer. Patriot Wear. Yeah, right there. There it is. It's reverse on the camera there. patriotwear.com. Nino'sCorner.tv. I got 𝗬𝗏 up there right now. A couple episodes from him. I'll be bringing him on again. He will be the general in the general's tent. So he's going to be the general in the general's tent this month. So get to Nino'sCorner.tv and subscribe and get on the general's tent and ask Juan whatever question you need to ask him. Gene Decode is up right now talking about Thailand. Was Thailand hit with a weapon of mass destruction? An underground weapon? Man, I'll tell you what, he's convincing. He's really convincing and highly intelligent. So Gene Decode's up there right now talking about that and the Israeli prime ministers. Folks, nothing is as it seems. All our schooling system, churches, everything, one thing in common: indoctrination. Television, all of it, indoctrination. And I'm here to break the indoctrination, folks. That's why I'm the black sheep of broadcasting. I'm here to break you free of the matrix of the indoctrination, because it's all been a lie. It's all been a complete lie. I'm also bringing on Alex Collier. He's coming on. Larry Ballard, Dustin Nemos. Folks, it's going to be good. It's going to get hot on Nino'sCorner.tv. And without further ado, folks, you might want to turn it down or turn it up, baby. Yeah. Coming at you live from the apocalypse, folks. Oh, baby. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Have you noticed Blake Griffin has been doing a lot of commercials lately, huh? Have you noticed that? Kind of took the place of LeBron James, in my opinion. I used to wonder about that guy. I was thinking about Blake Griffin not too long ago. I was like, whatever happened to that guy? And then now all of a sudden he's on every damn commercial I see. And all I keep thinking is, wow, where's LeBron? What's happening to LeBron James? Well, scandals are coming. Scandals are coming. And I think all the advertisers are like, we better stay away from LeBron right now. That's not a good idea. Lots are coming, and I guarantee you more is coming for RFK. But I'm going to say it right here. He will be vindicated. They did it to Trump. They're going to do it to RFK. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to stand behind RFK because until he gives me a reason not to, right? He's taking on Big Pharma, the mafia. And anybody who does that, you're on the clock. You're on the clock. So just remember this, folks. Satan is the great accuser. Satan is the great accuser. The devil is the great divider. I just did a show with Paul Stobbs. And, if you really think about it, or actually Gene Decode said that. Was it Gene Decode or Paul? Anyway, did you guys watch the Paul Stobbs show with Did Christ Already Return, the 1,000 Years of Reign? I got to tell you, it's a great, great, great episode. It's a great podcast. Go watch it. It's packed with knowledge and packed with research, his research. Now, a lot of people will say it's hypocrisy and a heretic. They'll call him a heretic, whatever. It's still worth watching. Keep your mind open. Like I say, keep your mind open. Just don't let your brain fall out. So they're going to be doing the same thing to RFK as they're doing to Trump. He's taking on the big mafia, folks, and you better believe there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money involved here. Trillions that can go down the drain if RFK gets his way. So, yes, he's going to get hit with a lot of scandals. It's par for the course. So, today is Liberation Day, folks. How do you feel on Liberation Day? Tariffs are now in effect, and I think Trump will be speaking later today. I don't know. Do you want to cover that later today, Alex?
Yeah, I'm down to go. If you
want to, what is it, like at 4 or something like that?
4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. for you.
Okay, so we might do it. We might go for it.
We'll play it.
So yeah, I think we might just go ahead and cover it. So what could happen today? I mean, I was thinking about it earlier, and I was like, today is terrorist day, Liberation Day. Could a terrorist attack happen? I mean, this would be the day to do it. Could there be an active war from China or Iran? There's a lot of things swirling through my mind. I'm sure a lot of things are swirling through all of your minds as well. But the Trump administration has already placed 25% duties on most imports from the United States, 2 largest trading partners, China, Canada and Mexico. He's imposed a 20% tariff on Chinese imports, and last week announced a 25% tariff on all imported cars and auto parts. Taken together, these actions and the retaliatory measures have already provoked and will cause significant damage to the U.S. economy, is what they're saying. I don't agree with this. They are likely to reduce job prospects, raise prices for electricity, cars, and other everyday goods, and ultimately make it harder for businesses to compete in a global markets. But what he's doing, he's ultimately bringing jobs back to America. But see, then I get confused because then I think about the AI. Elon's bringing in the AI. Trump just signed a big deal with his what was the name of the company, Alex?
Which
Someone
one?
put it in the chat. What was the name of the company that he signed a $500 billion deal with, or is it even $1 trillion for AI? I mean, that's going to take in the future. That's going to take everyone's job. So is everyone going to be on a universal income? That's what I'm asking. So Trump is now in a very precarious position, folks. Countries are not just going to let Trump just step in and administer tariffs while calling all the shots so easily. It's just not going to happen. Threats begin to escalate for other countries' interests. Russia has now warned the United States that strikes against Iran would have catastrophic consequences. As Putin gives a stern warning, China is now surrounding Taiwan yet again, and flexing its muscle. This is called psychological warfare. And Scott Bennett used to come on my show. God rest his soul. Man, we're losing a lot of people. Scott Bennett used to come on my show and talk about this all the time. Psychological warfare. China just launched massive military drills around Taiwan this morning. Army, Navy, Air Force, and rockets units deployed. Could there be a statement made soon that China has finally taken over Taiwan? Obviously, this is mental exhaustion for the Taiwanese. Sitting there having to watch this daily, watching China flex its might. What's going to happen here, folks? This has not calmed down since Trump has been in office. If anything, it's picking back up. So that's my question here. And as the scandals and rumors continue to hit RFK, ask yourself this. Ask yourself this, because it's going to come out big in the next few months, folks. It's going to come out big. From what I'm hearing, there's even rumors, an Epstein list, the whole thing. Just remember, he's going against Big Pharma, and Trump, I don't think, makes mistakes. Now, a lot of you may say, well, he puts people in the spotlight to expose them. I don't think so. I don't think this is the case with RFK. I think they're going after RFK just as they did with Trump, and it's going to get ugly. It's going to be a street fight. It's going to be a brawl. You know how controversial RFK is. RFK, man, he's against all of it. He's completely against Big Pharma. So I'm going to send him prayers, and I'm going to say, you know what? I back RFK 100%. I back RFK 100%. So we should be expecting orchestrated scandals to be thrown at RFK. But let's recap. Let's recap a little bit on RFK right now. Let's just do a little bit of a recap on RFK. So RFK blackmailed rumors continue to swirl. So you guys remember Olivia 𝗬𝗎. I think her name was Olivia 𝗬𝗎. What a nice name. She was the one who was having an inappropriate relationship with RFK when he was running for president. There was said to be texts, and now there's rumor of inappropriate video. Now, I've heard this is the real deal, this inappropriate video, which could surface. Can you imagine the stress that this guy's under? Anytime you take a position like this, like Trump is doing, like RFK is taking, you got to think to yourself, folks, do you realize what they're putting on the line here? Everything. Their reputation, their families, everything. Just to be eaten alive by parasites, leeches, and sharks and piranhas. Let's throw some piranhas in there. So I'm going to say this. I'd be surprised. I'd be worried. I'd be really worried if he wasn't getting attacked. If he wasn't getting attacked by these scandals. This is, to me, Big Pharma at its best right here, folks. This is what's happening right here. This is the controversy. So, what people may not remember is that the 20-year-old 𝗬𝗎cie interned for Anthony Weiner's Anthony Weiner mayoral campaign. So there's links to the deep state players like 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗶𝗏's links here with RFK to them. And they're going to go after him, folks. Remember, it's going to be who's first to the ball. They know Trump is coming. They know that he's going in for the big Russia scandal, the big 2020 thing that happened. All of that's coming. And Trump's not worried from what I understand. He's going all in. So do they have dirt on him? Do they have dirt on RFK? I'm going to say yes, but nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Definitely not Sancho. Sancho has never been perfect, but he lives his life that way. So, and also remember, folks, they're playing baseball cards. They're playing baseball cards like, I'll trade you this player for that player. I'll trade you this scandal for that scandal. Oh, you want your scandal to go away? We're going to throw this scandal on you. Now you have to get yours. Now you have to take your scandal away. See what I'm saying, fair folks? They trade baseball cards. That's how they're doing this. Candace Owens posts, not an April Fool's joke. I got served again regarding another lawsuit. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about Candace Owens. I think she's awesome. So she asked, what do you guys think this lawsuit's about? She put Blake and Justin, Harvey Weinstein, Kanye West. I thought she was friends with Kanye West. Bridget Macron's penis. So, folks, I don't know. I don't know what it was over. Put it on put it in the chats, because I'll tell you this right now. I like Candace Owens. I mean, she's like the gossip queen. She's like the new Oprah, the new and improved Oprah to me. That's how I see Candace. That's how I see Candace Owens. What will Trump's tariffs do for the U.S. consumers, workers, and businesses? Well, President Donald Trump has launched the United States into a trade war, the likes which has never been seen before or in decades. On April 2nd, 2025, the date that the president and his advisors are calling Liberation Day, that's today. That's today. The Trump administration is expected to announce a sweeping set of tariffs against all countries now. The Trump administration's reciprocal tariffs are, I don't know how to say this word, ostensibly designed, well, geez, charged other countries what they charge the United States. So an eye for an eye approach to trade relations, given their regressive nature, the economic burden of the Trump administration tariffs will fall on U.S. consumers, particularly low, the middle-income households, as well as on U.S. producers that rally on imports to manufacture in the United States. White House aide Peter Navarro, I've had him on my show before, folks. Peter Navarro recently said that the administration's new auto tariffs, for example, would raise $100 billion annually, and that other tariffs would generate $800 billion annually. This comes at a time when the administration is looking for opportunities to raise substantial revenue to offset the cost of massive tax breaks for its wealthiest donors. Taking Navarro's numbers at face value, the Center of American Progress estimates Trump's tariffs could cost American households an average of $5,200 every year. The Center for American Progress estimates Trump's tariffs could cost American households $5,200 a year, folks. But we got to look at the long run here. The Trump administration has already placed 25% duties on most imports from the United States, two largest trading partners, Canada and Mexico, imposed 20% tariffs on Chinese imports, and last week announced a 25% tariff on all import cars and auto parts. Taken together, these actions and the retaliatory measures have already provoked and will cause significant damage to the U.S. economy. They are likely to reduce job prospects, raise prices for electricity, cars, and other everyday goods, and ultimately make it harder for businesses to compete in global markets. I don't think that's true. He's going to be bringing jobs back here. Auto industry's coming back, baby. A lot of big companies are coming back. It's going to take a while. It could take a year, but I bet you, and I'm going to say this, Nino's Casino's open. In the long run, we are going to be, once again, the biggest and baddest kid on the block. That's it. China's going to be very worried. They already are. They already are. They're very, very worried right now. They're very worried. They go, no. We better take over Taiwan. So just putting it out there. What is Trump's tariff strategy? The Trump administration goals for all his tariff chaos could be hard to discern. The official U.S. government trade strategy published by President Trump's U.S. Trade Representative on March 3rd, 2025, laid out 3 objectives: an increase in the manufacturing sector's share of gross domestic product, an increase in real median household income, and decrease in the size of the trade and goods deficit. Notably, the first Trump administration failed on 2 of those 3 counts. The share of manufacturing to overall gross domestic product, GDP, declined on Trump's watch, while the trade deficit increased. The terms of reciprocal tariffs, Trump has suggested that each country would receive a unique tariff rate not based on what an imported product is, but rather on where the product comes from. The administration will determine this tariff rate based, among other factors, on an assessment of the country's tariffs, tax structure, and regulatory decisions. Hey, yo, not too bad. Hey, I'm reading pretty good here. Oh, boy. So, and I found this article to be quite amusing, to be quite honest with you. Could Trump, he's entertaining this. He's saying that he's entertaining this. He's entertaining a match in 2028. How this would happen, I have no idea. I went somewhere else down south, if you ask me, once all this stuff starts really coming out. Once it starts really coming out. President Donald Trump said Monday that he hasn't explored running for his 3rd term, but I'm going to tell you right now it's very possible. But would relish a campaign showdown with former president if he did. I'd love that. Boy, I'd love that. Trump said of a hypothetical match for demurring on whether he tried to stay in office beyond 2028. I've never looked into it. They'd say I do very well, but I don't know about that. The remarks represented the 2nd time in as many as days that Trump refused to rule out running again, despite constitutional prohibitions barring a president from seeking a 3rd term. Trump on Sunday told NBC News that there are methods for circumventing the 22nd Amendment, insisting that he wasn't joking. He struck a more... So I'm going to say this right here, folks, and I'm just going to put it out there. 2020, it's not over yet, as Juanito likes to say, and I'm going to double down on that. It's not. It's going to come out. It's all going to come out. First, it's going to come out as Russia. Phases of this. Russia, 2020, and then all the other scandals. And somewhere in there is going to be Epstein. I guess they're cleaning up the list. I guess that's what they're doing. They're taking their time to doctor up the list a little bit. I don't know, folks. I think there's going to be a lot of people on that list that are going to surprise everybody. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of worried RFK could be on that list. I mean, that's the rumors. Just rumors. Like I've said, I'm backing RFK all the way. I think there's going to be a lot of scandals that come out. They got to get this guy out of the picture because he's going up against the big mafia. Dangerous water. Uncharted water this guy's in. And the least I can do is back him 100%. So I'm backing RFK 100%. I know before in my last podcast, I've come out and said, I don't know about the guy. I don't trust him. And I didn't. I didn't know much about RFK in the beginning. And I didn't like the fact that he was running against Trump. I didn't like it. But I will say this. He has the fucking balls to get up there and go against Big Pharma. He's got my vote, man, all the way. And in fact, if he continues to do this and stay the course, he will have my vote in 2028. I said it. Yeah, I said it. I know the posts and comments are going to be, oh, my God, Nino, you've lost your mind. Well, maybe I did. But I like people with a backbone. And as long as these scandals are coming out, I know he's not compromised. Get it? House effort to allow remote votes for new parents survives a major defeat for Johnson. 9 Republicans joined all Democrats during a procedure vote to help sink it. Johnson called the outcome disappointing, added that a handful of rhinos, let's call them what they are, Republicans joined with all the Democrats to take down a rule that's rarely done. Johnson said it halted further legislation action this week. Let me just make this clear. That rule being brought down means that we can't have any further action on the floor this week. Johnson, a Louisiana Republican, told reporters after the vote, it's very unfortunate. We'll regroup and come back. The fight over whether to allow remote voting. Did I say remote viewing before? What? Remote voting. For new moms and dads who serve in Congress came to a head this week with Rep. Ana Paulina Luna, a Florida Republican, leaving the conservative House Freedom Caucus as her colleagues plotted against the bipartisan measure. The measure, which was introduced by Democratic Rep. Brittany Peterson of Colorado in January, would allow new parents to designate a colleague to vote for them for 12 weeks after they or their spouse gives birth. The bill would also allow the period to begin earlier if the lawmaker has a serious medical condition or isn't able to travel safely. I don't know how you guys feel about this. To me, I don't really have an opinion on it. I mean, if you can't make it out to vote, I don't see what's wrong with it. As long as we can track it to you. That's what I'm saying. Let's get to some Kid Rock news. Kid Rock says Bill Maher White House visit left everyone's minds blown. Now, folks, I don't know how you see Bill Maher, but I see him as a liberal lunatic. I just see him as one of those guys that I'd rather stay away from. And little short story, I actually smoked weed with Bill Maher and Chris Rock, not Kid Rock, but Chris Rock. I smoked weed with both of them at the Playboy Mansion about 20 years ago. And it was pretty fun. And we all had a very philosophical conversation. And I went on my merry way to go chase women because that's what you do at the Playboy Mansion. Anyway, for Trump ally Kid Rock seeing Bill Maher, one of the president's biggest critics, visit the White House to break bread on Monday, could not have gone any better, he said. Everyone was so surprised, so pleasant, he recalled on Tuesday's Fox and Friends. The most shocking thing to me was Bill's obviously a very big liberal, been very hard on the president, but has donated a lot of money to other politicians, including Biden. He had never been to the White House, and the president was so gracious towards Bill Maher. The Born Free singer orchestrated the get-together, which saw President Donald Trump dine with him, Maher, and Ultimate Fighting Championship CEO Dana White. Kid Rock said Trump took the group up to a private residence where they saw the Gettysburg Address and the Lincoln bedroom and chatted about their commonalities like ending wokeness. So I know Bill Maher wants to end wokeness. I know that. And securing the border. I don't know if he wants to secure the border, but maybe he does. But I was like, how about this? President Trump extending the olive branch to Bill Maher. See, Bill Maher's come out on his programs before and said they're going to come after all of us, right? I like Bill Maher. I mean, I enjoyed talking to him way, way, way back in the day, but I don't like his liberal ideologies, and I think Trump's probably doing the smart thing by bringing him on his side, but I still want to see the Epstein list. Just saying. I don't trust anybody. Let's get to some Canada news, folks. Let's get to some Canada news. And also, folks, please share this video like herpes. Please do. It's the gift that keeps giving. Oh, boy. Oh, folks. Canadians are fed up, says Alberta lawyer. Alberta lawyer, leading delegation to Washington for statehood talks. A Canadian lawyer is leading efforts to explore the possibility of Alberta, Canada, joining the United States as President Donald Trump continues to push for closer ties with Canada's energy-rich province. There's literally hundreds of Albertans that are reaching out. Albertans, eh? Where are you from? Alberta, eh? Reaching out and volunteering to join our delegation. Giuffre Rath said on Fox and Friends Thursday. Rath and a small group of Albertans are planning to travel to Washington, D.C. to discuss potential pathways for Alberta, Canada, including independence with economic ties to the U.S., territorial status, or full-out statehood. This is pretty incredible. I think this is pretty neat. He believes the movement will gain traction as dissatisfaction with Canada's federal leadership grows. It's a steering committee of people that are looking to come to Washington on an exploratory basis and meet with the representative appointed by President Trump, Rath explained. So do you all think Canada is going to become the 51st state, or parts of Canada will start breaking off? I think so. I think that's how it's going to happen. I think they're going to start breaking off and becoming part of the USA. I see it happening. I really see this happening. Everyone's saying, A. I just remember they said that when I was in Niagara Falls. I was like, why is everyone saying A? Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew accuser Virginia Giuffre says she has 4 days to live. I covered this prior in a prior video. Virginia Giuffre, who has accused deceased convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein as well as Prince Andrew of sexual abuse, claims she only has 4 days to live after a car crash involving a school bus. In an Instagram post on Sunday, March 30th, Giuffre shared a photo of herself in the hospital covered in bruises, saying she has gone into renal failure. This year, did you guys hear the ghetto timer? It just went off, but let me finish this article first. This year has been the worst start to a new year, but I won't bore anyone with the details. But I think it's important to note that when a school bus driver comes at you driving 110 kilometers, how much is 110 kilometers, folks? Would someone put it in the chat? I'm not very good at math. Hey, 110 kilometers is what, like 60 miles an hour, is it? What is it?
Yeah, it's like 68 miles an hour.
Did I get it right? 60 something?
Yeah, pretty close. Yeah.
All right, as we're slowing for well, all right. Hey, yo, that bad for a boxer. As we are slowing for a turn that no matter what your card is made of, it might as well be made out of a tin can, she wrote. They're giving me 4 days to live, transferring me to a specialist hospital in neurology, she added. Giuffre said that she's ready to go and that she hopes to see her children one last time. She ended the post by thanking her supporters. Thank you all for being the wonderful people of the world and for being a great part of my life, she said. And this is so sad. Giuffre said that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked her to rich and powerful men, including Prince Andrew. Which one's Prince Harry, man? That's the redhead guy, right? Prince Andrew's the, which one's Prince Andrew? Prince Andrew. When she was a teen, which one is Prince Andrew?
He wasn't
the redheaded guy.
Yeah, Harry is the redheaded one. William is the other son of Princess Diana and Al.
Who the hell's Andrew?
Andrew's a different. He's like Camilla. I forget the exact relation, but he's another prince in the family.
Okay, how many princes? All right, and Prince Andrew has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing. Maxwell is currently serving 20-year sentence after being convicted of child sex trafficking in 2021 in connection with Epstein, but not Prince Andrew. In 2021, Giuffre sued Prince Andrew in New York, but the two reached an out-of-court settlement in February 2022. The amount was not disclosed. So Giuffre claimed in the suit that the royal forced her to have sex with him 3 times. Man, he can keep going like an Energizer bunny. Between 1999 and 2002 in London, New York, and on a private Caribbean island owned by Epstein, who died by self-deleting in August 2019 in a New York City jail while awaiting trial on child sex trafficking charges. All right, folks. Time for the mid-roll. I'll keep this as entertaining as possible. We partnered up with Gundry MD to share this information with you. I know a lot of you are going to try to bail on me right now. Just hold loose. Hang loose. Would you believe if I told you inside your pantry right now is one of the healthiest foods on the planet? Yep, it's true, and it's not some weird, trendy superfood. Spoiler alert, it's olive oil. You probably used it in your cooking, but there are countless ways to use olive oil to help yourself look and feel better. For example, olive oil is a natural way to help you achieve a more youthful appearance. Besides helping you look younger on the outside, it's a fantastic tool for your insides as well. According to Dr. Stephen Gundry, a famous cardiac surgeon, nutrition expert, and health advocate, you should get as much high-quality olive oil into your daily routine as possible. Whether it's taking a shot of it daily or keeping a bottle in your bathroom medicine cabinet. What kind of olive oil is best for your health? Well, any olive oil can give you some benefits, but if you're looking to get the best results, it matters a lot which one you pick. The olive oil industry is huge. You can tell by the number of olive oil brands you see at the grocery store, and you can bet they're not all made with the consumer in mind. And many brands may even cut corners one way or another to increase profits. When Dr. Gundry came to this realization, he was appalled, folks. But some olive oils are so powerful, it may only take a few tablespoons a week to see these incredible health benefits. So how can you tell between an olive oil that can be a health booster and which one isn't up to par? In an effort to answer the question, Dr. Gundry has decided to take a stand and release his personal research and findings. The video has gone viral since its release, and it's important you see it so you can start benefiting immediately. Go to GetOlive1, that's the number1.com/Nino, and get started, folks. Get healthy again. I got to say, I think I need to be like an auctioneer. I used to have a friend that was an auctioneer. Go 50, 55, 55, 55, 60, 60, 55, 55. I need to get like that to read these commercials. I swear to God. All right, who's the winner? Gemini Land. Wow.
Gemini Land is our
Gemini
first
Land.
winner. Congratulations,
All right,
Gemini Land.
So you're going to send her a code or something like that, right, Alex?
Yeah, we'll send. Yeah, just email. I'll put the email in the chat and just email with your name, and we'll get you the code and stuff.
Cool.
Gemini Land.
All right. So Gemini Land, you're the winner of the Patriot wear. So whatever you spend, you get 50% off right there, baby. So thank you for getting in the chat and being loud. Anybody that's out there, keep going, keep going, keep going. We're going to pick another winner towards the end around What the Fuck News segment. Victoria Roberts post. Thank you kindly for your support. So this is Victoria Roberts, it's the same girl, the victim, Giuffre. This is her post. Thank you kindly for your support. I have needed time to heal from so many scars, being maliciously ripped open, bullying, death threats, and subsequently facing death in the face. It is no longer my time to rest. I am not being bullied back into silence or submission by anyone ever again, because I, as every single soul in this universe, has a purpose. I respect the law and have always believed that it takes a higher calling to protect and defend others, but bureaucracy has always limited their capacity to truly protect and serve. I don't blame them, but I will not let this stop me from trying to expose the truth about Epstein and the Epstein list. Jeez. Until my very last breath, I will always stand by all sisters and brothers around the world that stand in solidarity with those who fought to make the world a better place than we found it. One day, one step, and one breath after another. Warmest regards. Gosh, this is sad, man. So this, if she has 4 days to live, now she has what, 3? I mean, geez. I'd like her to like air everything out. Put it all out there. Let us see it all. It's like a dead man switch. I would just put it all out there. I would make a confession tape and put it all out there. Why not just put it out there for the whole world to see? Because they're taking a long time to release the list. I don't know. Get ahead of it. That's what I say. Get ahead of the ball. More scandals, folks. More scandals. Hunter Biden. FBI imposed gag order about Hunter Biden laptop after employee accidentally confirmed its authenticity to Twitter. Newly released internal FBI chat messages reveal senior bureau officials actively shutting down discussion of the laptop's credibility days before the 2020 presidential you-know-what. This is Catherine Herridge. Now, Catherine Herridge, I don't know if you've been paying attention to her. Catherine Herridge, okay, has been going down south quite a bit. I think she's going to be one of the biggest reporters when all this stuff goes down. She's down there, in my opinion, just my opinion, preparing for what's to come. And I've been told behind the scenes, folks, it's coming. But it's got to be done with surgical precision. So this is Catherine Herridge reports. Herridge reporting this. An FBI official admitted to House investigators that an FBI employee had inadvertently confirmed the authenticity of Hunter Biden's laptop to Twitter on a conference call the morning of October 14th, 2020, the day the New York Post published a story about it. I recall that when the question came up, an intelligence analyst assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division, said something to the effect of, yes, the laptop is real. The then Russia unit chief testified in a closed-door transcribed interview. I believe it was an official Office of General Counsel attorney assigned to the Foreign Influence Task Force stepped in and said, we will not comment further on this topic. For the first time, and with a change of administration, the FBI has now turned over to GOP House investigators the internal chat messages that show Bureau leadership actively silencing its employees. This is huge. It's all coming. Now, like you, I wish this would be happening a little bit faster, but it is what it is. It just is what it is. Elon Musk's Doge team is handing over evidence to DHS connecting Social Security fraud to election, you know what? The shenanigans that happened in 2020. See what I'm telling you, folks? It's all coming. Let's just be patient. The right people are in place, and now the walls begin to close shut on their heads. It's coming, and that's why I was saying, folks, I was talking to a person, a guest on my show on Nino'sCorner.tv. He said, Dave, I can't do any more shows. I got to go. They're putting contracts out on witnesses. And I said, say what? Yeah, it's getting real. It's getting to that point where they're putting contracts out on witnesses, folks. So you got to know that. So Elon Musk's Doge team is handing over evidence to DHS connecting Social Security fraud to election, you know what? Elon Musk confirms widespread voter, you know what, as millions of non-citizens get access to Social Security, Medicaid, and the ballot box. Millions referred to DHS for illegal, you know what. Billionaire entrepreneur and Trump advisor Elon Musk dropped a bombshell this weekend during a fiery 100-minute town hall in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where he campaigned for conservative judge 𝗫𝗓𝗄 in the state's upcoming Supreme Court election on Tuesday. Joined by Antonio Gracias, his last name is Gracias, Antonio Gracias. Joined by Antonio Gracias, a private equity titan and a key member of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, team tasked with rooting out waste in the federal government, Musk unveiled a shocking chart, a dramatic spike in Social Security numbers issued to non-citizens. Folks, by the way, I've suffered from this. There's some guy with the same name as me that has my Social Security number. He's using it, living here, and there's nothing I can do about it. I haven't found a way to track this guy, find this guy, but I know for a fact my Social Security number is being used right now. Social Security numbers issued to non-citizens soaring from 270,000 in 2021 to a mind-blowing 2.1 million with an M. Million in 2024. That's almost 5 million non-citizens now embedded in the system, collecting benefits, draining taxpayer dollars, and most alarmingly, infiltrating, you know what? So, this is a mind-blowing chart, Musk declared, pointing to the data. This wasn't an accident. It was a massive, large-scale program under Biden administration to import as many illegals as possible, ultimately to change the map of the United States, disenfranchise the American people, and lock in a permanent, deep blue one-party state. Now, I better be careful from here on forward because it's fluff tube. A lot of you are wondering why I'm only broadcasting on FluffTube right now, and I'm just going to say this. Rumble and X, I thought it was a good idea at first, but it just spread me too thin on Rumble, folks. I got to be true to the ads that I read. And Rumble and X doesn't give me any ads, and I have to put dinner on the table. Sancho has to feed his family. Sancho has to feed his family. Or I could just become a gigolo again, but I'm getting old, and I don't think I could do that anymore. You know, if I ever ran for office, if Sancho ever ran for office, they'd come at me with all kinds of scandals, allegations, and guess what? I would say, yeah, that was me. Wouldn't that be a breath of fresh air for everybody? So go ahead, do your best and do your absolutely worst. I'll take it. I did it all. Could you imagine if just one politician came out and said, yeah, I did it. So what? What would happen? I mean, instead of running, oh my God, I'm so scared. What if they just all said, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. I did it. Who cares? What else? What else you got? Wouldn't that just change the game? If just one of them said, you know what? Is that the best you got? Yeah, I did it. So what? I did a lot more than that too on Tuesday night. I mean, wouldn't that just change it all? To me, it would. That's how, if Sancho ever runs for anything, Sancho's going to take it all with him and say, I'm going to write another. Oh, yeah, is that what you got on me? I'll write another book. I'll write another book. Is that all you got? Well, I got more. Just saying. So USAID officials just announced that all local and overseas USAID staffers and diplomats are to be fired immediately. Good. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. Widespread job cuts begin at health agencies. The layoffs and recognition efforts reflect the extent to which Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is willing to go to remake the country's public health infrastructure. The Trump administration carried out mass layoffs across the Department of Health and Human Services on Tuesday, aiming to slash around 10,000 full-time jobs from the federal agencies long tasked with regulating food and drugs and overseeing the nation's public health policies. Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency is attempting to reduce the health department's workforce from 82,000 to 62,000 across several agencies, including the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, the Food and Drug Administration, and National Institutes of Health. Bye-bye. See you later. And don't let the door hit you in the ass. Elon Musk also offers $97.4 billion to buy nonprofit controlling OpenAI. See, this is what scares me. This type of shit right here scares me. Elon Musk's $97.4 billion proposal stirs controversy in OpenAI's battle over profit status. A group led by Elon Musk has shared that they have offered $97.4 billion to buy the nonprofit that controls OpenAI on Monday. Fuck, he's buying everything. This guy just won't stop. He's going to own everything. He's like the most powerful man in the world. It's not Trump, it's Elon. Jeez. As per Reuters, the initiative is another salvo in the billionaires' fight to block the artificial intelligence startup from switching into a for-profit firm. So do you all, let me ask my audience this right now. Do you all feel comfortable with Elon controlling AI instead of the globalists? But I don't know who. I like Elon. I want to like Elon. I'm just scared of anybody that has this much power. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of scary to me. Why does this guy have all this shit? It doesn't make sense to me, man. I just look at it and I go, dude, you got a little too much there. You have a little too many toys. Shooting off rockets, has his own fucking platform, X. I mean, fucking head of Doge, everything. It's like, is it a little too much? Could it get to his head, you think? Maybe when Trump leaves? I mean, this guy's still going to be there. This guy's still going to be there, folks. He's not going anywhere. And although we like him now, will we trust him later? Do you all see what I'm saying here? Like Elon's going to be a consistent. Trump is going to be gone in 3 years, I think. But Elon's going to be a consistent, and he's going to have a lot of power. I mean, he's just going to keep growing. He's going to own the world. And what if he just has a bad day? I'm just saying, folks, could Lucifer be waiting to get to this guy? I don't know. I'm just putting it all out there. That's all. I'll be watching this very carefully. Very, very carefully. So let's get to some Diddy news. Diddy. Diddly, diddly, diddly. Diddle, diddle. Diddle, Diddy. Diddy the diddler. New Diddy accuser says LeBron James and Beyonce saw him being abused at a freak-off. He was getting abused at a freak-off. Isn't that what's supposed to happen? At an April 2015 birthday party, according to TMZ, the new lawsuit claims Diddy humiliated the man in front of guests. Guess how he did this? This is insane. By strapping a penis to his face. Florida man 𝗀𝗵𝗋𝗀𝗋 has filed a lawsuit claiming he was drugged and sent to the 2015 Miami party. So he was drugged. And okay, you didn't go on your own. Are you sure you were drugged? Okay, all right. We'll take it at face value. 𝗬𝗋𝗋 claims he saw LeBron James in a bath towel, who said to him, "Y'all better do something about that." According to the lawsuit, the man was paraded around the mansion where guests were told by Diddy to degrade him. The man claims Beyonce said to him, "Why is this half-naked man with a cock mask standing here in front of me?" Diddy wants him to see what we do to snitches. This is the part of his punishment, a friend of Diddy allegedly responded. 𝗬𝗋𝗋 is not suing LeBron James, or Beyonce. He is, however, going after former adult star Adriana English, who allegedly paraded him around Diddy and accused drug mule Brandon Paul. There's a lot of stuff starting to surface, folks. A lot of stuff. Diddy, LeBron, and that's why I think that the Clippers star Blake, I think that's why he's out there taking all the commercials right now. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I'm trying to put it together for my audience. Diddy accusers may be in trouble as he wins another civil lawsuit. So Diddy achieved another major victory in court on Monday after an anonymous woman failed to meet a court-ordered deadline to reveal her real name in her civil lawsuit. I'm sure these people are scared. I'm sure a lot of these people don't want to come out and say anything, because it's not going to just be Diddy that goes after him. It's going to be the entire deep state. The woman who had alleged that Diddy attempted to sexually assault her at a party in New York City in 1995 and hit her when she fought back. Attorney Tony Busby has been representing the woman in the lawsuit, including members of the... Whoa. Yeah. Today, the federal judge dismissed the lawsuit filed against... I felt like I was Ron Burgundy right there, just reading anything I see. Today, a federal judge dismissed a lawsuit filed against Mr. Combs by Texas attorney Anthony Busby and his local counsel, Anton Curtis, on behalf of the anonymized plaintiff. A spokesperson for Combs said in a statement caught by All Hip Hop, "This is now the second case brought by these attorneys against Mr. Combs that has been dismissed in its entirety. It will not be the last. For months, we have seen the case after case filed by individuals hiding behind anonymity, pushed forward by attorneys more focused on media headlines than legit merit. The other claims, like the one dismissed today, also will not hold up in court of law." So a lot of these people that don't want to put their names out there are getting dismissed. Jeez. As for Tony Busby, he explained in a statement to Variety magazine that his client was afraid to make her identity public. In this particular case, Jane Doe opted not to proceed. He said, "There's a lot of fear amongst these plaintiffs. I thus can't blame her. There are tough cases, and there are many re-traumatized, and it's also very re-traumatizing for those who pursue them." So a lot of these people just want to live their life. They don't want to be a target, right? So if you're going after P Diddy, if you're going after Jay-Z, if you're going after LeBron James, you're going to be a target. You're going to have to watch your back. Is it worth it? Or would you just rather forget about it and file it back to one of the skeletons you have in your closet? Let's get to border news, folks. In border news, U.S. deports more alleged gang members to El Salvador. The Trump administration has deported 17 more alleged gang members to El Salvador. The U.S. State Department said Monday, despite legal battles over removing people to the Central American country's supermax prison. In a statement, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the deportees included members of the Tren de Aragua and MS-13 gangs. Salvadorian officials told the BBC that there was a mix of Venezuelans and Salvadorians in the group. Earlier this month, a court ordered a halt to deportations carried out under the Immigration Enemies Act. I can't say that word. You all know that. A 1798 law that has only previously been used in wartime. It is unclear what law was used to deport the 17 people. In a statement, Rubio said the group included people that try to have sex against your will, but did not provide names or details of the alleged crimes or any of the convictions. Now, I'm going to make something very, very clear for my audience. If you understand the phases of the operation, what I am understanding here, from what has been told to me, is they have to be done in phases. You have to get the henchmen, the violent criminals, the violent illegals off the street before we can, and show all the useless spending, wasteful spending. As you're doing that, get all the henchmen off the street before you make arrests. If I make myself clear, and if you understand me, please give a thumbs up in the chat. Please, folks. U.S. uses a point system to identify deport Venezuelans as it says they are Tren de Aragua members. So the Trump administration is using a point system to decide which Venezuelans should be deported as suspected members of the feared Tren de Aragua gang, according to federal court documents. The documents say the system is being used in making deportation decisions under the 1798 Enemies Act against Venezuelans who are over the age of 14, who are not U.S. citizens or permanent residents. The process, which the administration calls a validation guide, says suspected gang members who score 8 points or higher in a scale that goes up to 81 can be deported under the act, a 227-year-old law last used during World War II that President Donald Trump has invoked on March 15th. The act was used that same day to send hundreds of Venezuelans to a mega prison in El Salvador. So, and right here in El Paso, folks, a lot's going down in El Paso. And I'm going to keep doing some border stuff. I just haven't gone back after the military stopped me and put a gun to my face. I decided, maybe not in my best interest to go walk around the border anymore. But I think I'm going to go back and do a little bit. You know, I want to go talk to some of the cartel members. No, just kidding. The federales. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe Sancho will take his fly swatter and go over there and see what the fuck is going on. So Fort Bliss migrant deportation site preparation construction set to start. Work to begin building a new massive migrant deportation site at El Paso's Fort Bliss is imminent, the U.S. Secretary of Army said. So let me tell you this, folks. Here in El Paso, the airport was flooded with immigrants. I mean, I swear they were sleeping on the floor. They had their plastic bags, the toothbrushes, government-issued sandals. They had sweats on. They were waiting in line. I would be getting groped by the TSA, and they would just be walking freely to their plane. Folks, this place was a mess. El Paso was a mess. The airport was a pigsty. It was disgusting. And they were all over the place. And you had a little information booth where they were all standing, where they were getting information and people helping them to go wherever they want to go, get a plane ticket, go on a bus, whatever. It was like a service for illegals. The El Paso airport was filled to the rim, packed to the gills with this. So when I see something like this, I know Trump is doing what he's got to do. Fort Bliss, the Army base here, is now going to be going to build a migrant deportation site. Wow. How things have changed. So, March 25th and 26th, where he said the process to establish the immigrant deportation site has received the green light, meaning that preparation could begin in the coming days. Any day now, they're going to start building the deportation site. The process of preparing it and getting it ready to be built out will start to occur any day now. Driscoll said, "This is such an incredibly important mission. We believe to keep the American people safe." Driscoll spoke to reporters during a brief news conference in a meeting at Million Air Base, El Paso, at Million Air El Paso, a privately held aviation company. I know where that is. The site will be just off Montana Avenue and George Dieter Drive behind the ICE facility. Wow. So here we go, folks. Man, they're going to be shipping people out now. Later. Don't let the door hit you in the ass, like I always say. Let's get to some World War III news, folks. World War III news. China and Taiwan. They're at it again. China just launched massive military drills around Taiwan this morning. Army, Navy, Air Force, and rocket units are now deployed. The PLA Eastern Theater Command statement. The Eastern Theater Command spokesperson, Senior Colonel 𝗬𝗍 said that starting from April 1st, the Eastern Theater Command of the People's Liberation Army organized Army, Navy, Air Force Base, rocket force, and other forces to organize ships and aircraft to approach Taiwan Island from multiple directions around the island, focused on exercises in sea and air combat readiness, patrols, seizing comprehensive control, sea and land strikes, and blocking key areas and roads to test the actual combat capabilities of the theater's troops to joint operations. Could you imagine the psychological warfare Taiwan is going through right now? This is mental exhaustion, folks. This is so when China does decide to step in, they just give up. They don't want any part of this. They're so mentally and emotionally exhausted. They finally just say, well, okay, we're good. Take us, please. That's what's going to happen. That's why they're doing this. They want to mentally, psychologically exhaust them. This is psychological warfare right here. This is a serious warning and powerful containment of the Taiwan Independence Separatist forces and is a legitimate and necessary action to defend national sovereignty, and maintain national unity. Taiwan has also deployed naval vessels, scrambled aircraft, and activated shore-based missile systems to track and counter any hostile actions. Russia, as well, has warned the United States that strikes against Iran would have catastrophic consequences. Israel, this is getting heavy, folks. I don't think you realize that nothing is really calmed down. This is all still intensifying and escalating. And as Juanito has said many times on my program, we are going to go to some kind of Cuban Missile Crisis 2.0. You know, China's there in Cuba. They're in our backyard, and everyone I talk to is like, dude, you don't know how serious this really is. And I guess I don't. Israel has killed 15 Palestinian paramedics and rescue workers one by one, says UN. 15 Palestinian paramedics and rescue workers, including at least one United Nations employee, were killed by Israeli forces one by one and buried in mass graves 8 days ago in southern Gaza, the UN has said. According to the UN Humanitarian Affairs Office, the Palestinian Red Crescent and civil defense workers were on a mission to rescue colleagues who had been shot at earlier in the day when their clearly marked vehicles came under heavy Israeli fire in Rafah's city Tel al-Sultan district. A Red Crescent official in Gaza said that there was evidence of at least one person being detained and killed as the body of one of the dead had been found with his hands tied. The shootings happened on the 23rd of March, one day into the renewed Israeli offensive in the area close to the Egyptian border. Another Red Crescent worker on the mission is reporting missing. This is just getting crazy. It's just getting nuts, man. Have you guys seen pictures of Gaza? Have you seen what this looks like? How bad this looks? I don't know if you can pull it up, Alex, if you could just pull up a quick picture of what Gaza looks like, the rubble. Gaza destruction. You could put that in Google and just pull up a picture of it. It looks terrible. I mean, yeah, look at that. It's not even recognizable. How many people are they're saying is dead? 50,000, 100,000. That's low numbers, man. That's low numbers. Is there any estimates of how many people have died? You put it in the chat, please, folks. Go ahead and put it in the chat. And folks, just a reminder. I'm going to be going live only on YouTube from here on out until we get a new software put in. But until then, it's just going to be YouTube. Please like and share this video. Let's beat the algorithms. Help me help you. Like right now, move your thumb and go pink like. Type a little comment. Are we ready for the next wiener chicken dinner, Alex?
We sure are.
All right.
Second winner of the day is 𝗬𝗂𝗋𝗶𝗋.
𝗬𝗂𝗋𝗋. You get 50% off Patriot wear. Any amount you pay, you will get 50% off. We'll send you a code and the last winner a code as well. So Patriot Wear Wednesdays is off to a good start. Remember, folks, gift card giveaway Mondays. On Monday, gift card giveaway Mondays, and Fridays is call-ins. Yeah. All right, let's get to some more World War III news. So you got them, and you'll send them a code, right, Alex?
Yeah. They'll email us, which they get the email in the chat, and we'll get the code to them.
Cool. All right, awesome. According to a senior Iranian official who spoke recently with the Telegraph, top military commanders in Iran's armed forces and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps are being urged to prepare a preemptive strike using long-range ballistic missiles against a U.S.-UK joint base at 𝗂𝗑𝗄𝗂 in the Indian Ocean in an attempt to deter U.S. President Donald Trump from ordering major strikes against Iran. And you know Russia's going to back Iran. So this is all heating up. And although I said this many times before, I feel a lot better. I think we have the high ground with Trump in office, and cleanup is going to be a bitch. But I feel better with Trump being in office. Absolutely. This follows the arrival of 6 9B-2 Spirit long-range strategic stealth bombers with Whitman Air Force Base in Missouri at Naval Support Facility. 𝗂𝗑𝗄𝗂 last week, a little more than 2,000 miles from Iran. Another Iranian official will further added to the claims of a possible preemptive strike against the island. Some are suggesting that missiles be fired towards island, not with the intent to hit anything, but to fall into the water to send a clear message. What's the clear message? That you can't aim correctly? It's kind of like what China's doing to Taiwan right now. They want to shoot missiles off to 𝗂𝗑𝗄𝗂 and say, hey, we're not going to hit you, but we're letting you know we have the capabilities. It's like shadow. It's like as if I was going to fight somebody in a street fight and I just start shadow boxing. I look like an asshole. You look like a dick. Just saying. All right, folks. Flying taxis. China has officially entered the era of flying taxis, folks. This is real. I saw it. I saw the videos. 2 Chinese companies have obtained the commercial operation certificate for autonomous passenger drones from CAAC. China is at the forefront of the world's 4th industrial revolution. And that's why Elon Musk is so important in this as well, because it's an AI race, folks. This is the real race, the AI race, the shadow government war. This is it right here. Flying taxis. Look at that. Incredible, man. Gosh, man, we're here. The future has arrived, folks. And I guess they're not going to have a driver. Do they have drivers? It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible, man. Flying taxis, man. I'll definitely take one of those. I've been wanting to do the helicopter rides in Vegas, but I haven't had the balls. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I want to do the helicopter rides. You know, the ones that take you on the strip? Dude, they're just going and going and going. Lines of them in Vegas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like the helicopter rides in Vegas, you can get on them and you can go to the Grand Canyon. You can go all over the place. I want to do that. That's like on my bucket list.
Oh, yeah. That would be fun.
All right, let's get to what the fuck news. All right, folks, in what the fuck news, the world's first, I'm going kind of long today. I didn't mean to do this. So the world's first surviving septuplets are grown-ups now. Meet the incredible pair. So septuplets. Bobby and Kenny McCaughey felt super blessed at an arrival of a healthy baby girl in 1996, given that Bobby had to battle with complications with her pituitary gland, which can cause problems with fertility. The couple believed their newborn daughter to be a miracle baby. They decided to name her Michaela Marie. They weren't planning on having just one child, so they started to consider having their next. And this is it right here, pursuing the fertility treatment. Bobby and Kenny McCaughey, I guess is how you say their name. I don't know how you say it. Knew about the difficulties in conceiving Michaela, and that's why they decided to seek fertility treatment for their next child. Now, this is the implications. These can be the problems for like IVF, is from what I've heard. Upon seeking medical advice, the doctor prescribed Metrodin, a medication that helps with ovulation and is required to be taken by a woman to conceive a child. With making plans for their second baby, Bobby started taking the medication. Plan for one, she got 7. Now, I don't know about you folks, but that's a lot of baby diapers. That's a lot of baby shit. So when Bobby and her husband went for a scan to their doctor, they were hoping that everything would turn out just fine and they wouldn't be getting any surprises or bad news. However, the scan turned out to be life-changing as it revealed that Bobby was pregnant with not 1, but 7 babies. 7. It was big news for them, as they were not only looking for a big family, but now they can expect 10. They're going to have a family of 10. The pregnancy posed a greater danger to the health of Bobby and the babies. So the tough decision lies in this. As multiple births can pose a danger to the health of both the mother and the babies, Bobby's body was under immense strain from carrying not 1, but 7 fetuses. Due to the risk to Bobby and her unborn babies, the doctor recommended the couple to consider a process called selected reduction. In this process, those fetuses are protected, which are most likely to make it to full term. Hence, it is like aborting babies who have fewer survival chances. So eliminate some of the babies, keep a few of them, eliminate maybe most of them. So taking the risk. Bobby and Kenny fully understood the risk involved in the pregnancy that poses a lot of dangers to mother and baby's health, but they didn't want to choose one of their babies over the other. So that's understandable. So they gave it a long thought and decided to proceed with the pregnancy. Holy shit. It was a tough decision because only about 40 to 50 births in the world have resulted from a pregnancy involving 7 babies. She's basically giving birth to a litter of puppies. That's okay. She's giving birth to a litter. There's a possibility that they drew some confidence from the fact that although many septuplets have not survived birth or infancy, at least one more set of septuplets had survived beyond infancy. So getting a lot of attention from everyone as Bobby and Kennedy made the big decision to keep all 7 babies and not opt for selective reduction, the news spread like wildfire, and everyone across the country wanted to know more about them. So I guess they made it into some kind of magazine or something. Look at her. Oh, my God. So, dude, she can't go anywhere. She has to just lay there through her whole pregnancy. While some found the story of the septuplets fascinating, some people weren't supportive of keeping all 7 babies. However, Bobby and Kenny had made up their minds, and they were confident that everything would work out for the best. And boy, did people help them. People who knew I guess it's Maccabees, and those who didn't know them at all, everyone was eager to offer them help. It was understandable because the birth of 7 children at once was undoubtedly an extraordinary event. For instance, Kraft stepped in to give the family a year's supply of mac and cheese. That's a lot of baby shit. They were also given boxes of diapers. Oh, I bet they were given boxes of diapers. How about like 5 years worth? And some offered help as babysitters and nannies. Amazingly, a 5,000 square foot house was also donated to the family. And folks, this is before the internet. This is all before the internet. Could you imagine if this family would have started a GoFundMe? How big they would have been? This is before the internet. This is in the 90s. So one of the gifts included getting a 5,000 square foot house, a van big enough to fit all the babies comfortably, and moreover, someone donated a year's supply of groceries to the family. So we'll help them having 7 kids, but we won't help the poor or our vets. See, this is where I get confused. So we're going to help someone who's deciding in their own free will to have 7 kids. And there's obviously that octomom who had like 8. But 7, 8 kids. But you're not going to help people that are down and out, poor, veterans. But you'll come to their aid for a couple choosing to have a litter. You'll come and give them free diapers, free food, give them a free house. They get rewarded for having 7 kids, but people don't help veterans that go to war. They don't help poor people that are down and out on the street, on the side of the road. But you'll give them a 5,000 foot square home diapers for a year, food for a year, a van. I don't know. It just seems backwards to me. That's all I'm saying. Delivering the babies. The couple received the news that they would need to be at the hospital at just 31 weeks. They were told that the babies would be delivered by a cesarean section. Thank God it wasn't natural, folks. Thank God it wasn't natural, because I doubt he would ever be able to please her again after getting stretched out like a slip and slide. I don't know. I had to say it. But that's a whole lot of baby food, and that's a whole lot of baby shit right there, folks. But they're grown. I guess they're all grown now. I wonder if they get along, or if they're just sick of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. I wonder if they're identical. Jeez, that's insane. Alex, you there? Look at that. Is that? Oh my gosh,
that's wild, man.
That's crazy, dude. How do you do that? I mean, and they're all still alive, right? They're all still kicking.
Yeah, I want to looking for the updated pictures here of them. It's a long article.
I mean, I think the most a woman can have is 2 kids, because she's got 2 boobs, right? One for each. That's it. That's all she should have. 7. I mean, geez, look at this. That's a litter, dude. Those are like puppies. Holy cow, man. I wonder if there's just one in there that's just like a black sheep.
There's gotta be, yeah.
There's gotta be, right? That's just like, fuck this. All right, folks. If you like this, man, share and like the video. Alex, do you feel like going on again later for the Trump Liberation Day thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to do it? What time is it at?
2 p.m. for you, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, and I'm going on with SG Anon right now, folks. Go to ninoscorner.tv. ninoscorner.tv, that's where it's at. That's where all of it's at. I'm going on with SG Anon. I have Gene D. You do not want to miss Gene Decode. Gene Decode was epic. Have you ever heard Gene Decode, Alex?
Dude, he's awesome. He's one of the best out there.
And I have Alex Collier coming on. You know Alex Collier?
Yeah, Alex Collier. That's going to be amazing, guys. You got to
Tony Rodriguez.
Tony Rodriguez he's fantastic. These are some of these guys really have information and intel that is going to be really helpful right now. And as we move into this next phase, all the questions about AI and you know, aliens and things, you know, this is a question that other planets out there apparently get to. They get to a point in their society where AI comes in and they have to make these decisions. So looking forward to those conversations.
I got to say, I leave it for my audience to decide. That's up to you. Everyone has their own belief systems, their own perspectives on these things. I just lay it out for you all to play it out, folks. I lay it out for you all to play it out. And with that being said, and the new heavyweight champion of podcasting and the black sheep of broadcasting, baby. Folks, share this video far and wide, and I'll see you Friday. Peace, Alex.